Hey y'all, so I know that I do my to be read list a little bit differently. If you've watched my channel intro, then you know about how I do my TBRs in sets of 10. So I add books to my TBR and then I separate them into sets of 10, and then out of those 10, I will usually do some kind of randomization to randomly pull a book to read out of that set of 10. Sometimes books can move up and down, but for the most part, that's what I stick with. I'm almost done with the first set. I only have one book, which is Wrecked, and I'm hoping to finish that after I read this other book. I kind of swapped a couple of books in my sets, which a lot of you know that I've been reading Malice by John Gwynne. I've been reading that. I actually brought that from my second set and swapped places with it and Wrecked because I just couldn't wait to read Malice anymore. But once I finish Malice, I'm going to finish Wrecked, and that'll be done with the first set of 10, and then we'll be on into the second set of 10. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce this set of 10, that way you kind of know what is coming and what I'll be reading here soon. So of course the first one on the list was Malice by John Gwynne, but I'm already reading it, so that's kind of a little, I cheated a little bit, but that's okay because it's so good so far. I'm almost done with it. So that's the first book. Now the second book, I know a lot of people had heard about. I've just heard so much about it around the booktube community in general, and it seems like something that I would really enjoy. And I don't know, there's just something about that it feels familiar, and so I'm really excited. But that is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. So I'm really excited about that one. The third one, the only reason why I even heard of this series, but the only reason why I heard of this series was because every Wednesday I play Dungeons and Dragons. I play D&D. I actually I DM our game sessions, but one of the players, he told me, we were talking about books, and he told me about this series. So it sounded like something that would be really good. He said it's really fun. He loved the friendship in the series. So that is the Rhaeria Revelations. So Theft of Swords is the first, technically it's the first and second book of the series, but the set that I came in, it came in with all of them. So these are the first two books together, but it's known as Volume 1, and it's the Theft of Swords. So thanks to my friend Randy, because I wouldn't have heard about it otherwise. So I'm really excited about that one. This next one, I can't remember where I heard of it, but it sounded like something I would be really interested in, and it's called The Weight of a Soul. It has to do with Viking mythology, I want to believe, or Norse mythology, I should say, the Viking clan, and I love Norse mythology, I really do. So, the cover looked gorgeous. But it's by Elizabeth Tammy, and it's pretty short, very short, so I think that'll be a good palate cleanser. I'm excited about that one. This next one everybody knows of. Everybody knows of this series, and everybody talks about it, so I want to be one of the people that has read it so I can also join in on the conversations, because it just seems so good, and that is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. So this was kind of interesting. I feel like I like grimdark. I don't know, I've never really read grimdark in a fantasy setting, so I'm really interested to see how this plays out and the character work that everybody talks about, so I'm excited to pick that one up. This next one I bought a while back, and like I said, I'm up to 40 books on my TBR list right now, so 4 sets of 10. This is the second set of 10, so this tells you how long ago that I've had these books. It's been 3 or 4 months since I started the set thing. So I picked up Peace and Turmoil, which is the book 1 of the Dark Shores, and that's by booktuber Elliot Brooks. The cover was gorgeous. I really love the quality of it, and so I'm just really interested to see what world she's come up with. I know she loves political intrigue, so I'm kind of looking for that in this book, because I really enjoy political intrigue as well, so that's what I'm looking forward to in that. And my best friend's husband, he doesn't read a whole lot, but he did suggest Stardust by Neil Gaiman. This is another thin book, and he suggested it to me. I've heard a little bit about it. To be honest, I've not been a huge Neil Gaiman fan. I just haven't really read a lot by him. I wanted to try something on the smaller side to kind of see if I like his writing. And if I do, then I'll probably try a few more of his books. But my friend said that this was one of his favorite books ever. So I'm pretty interested just to see. I haven't even read what it's about. I want to go into it blind. So I can't give you a synopsis, but that's the 10th book, or not the 10th book. This is the 7th book. Right? 7th. This is the 7th book in my set of 10. The other 3 that are part of my set of 10 I haven't bought yet. I plan on either getting them from the library or possibly on audio. I think I'm going to physically read them. Hopefully I can get them from my library if and when it ever opens back up. So the first one was Needful Things by Stephen King. I have only read a handful of books by Stephen King at this point. But I've heard really good things about Needful Things. The same friend that told me to read Stardust said that he loves Needful Things and wanted me to read it. And I said he doesn't read a lot of books, so I feel like if he really enjoyed it, it could be very good. So I went ahead and added that to my list. The 9th one is A House of Salt and Sorrows by Aaron A. Craig, I believe. The reason why I haven't bought this one is because I generally don't care for YA that much. I've read a few YA books recently and I've really enjoyed them. I know We Are the Ants is one that was considered YA, but I truly enjoyed it. And A House of Salt and Sorrows, YA is so hit or miss for me. I either really enjoy it or I really don't. So I didn't want to buy A House of Salt and Sorrows just because I don't know how I'm gonna take it, and I didn't want to purchase it if I didn't like it, so I'd rather just get it from the library if I can. It sounds really interesting, so I'm gonna give it a shot, but YA is always just so hit or miss, so we'll see how it goes. And the 10th one is a classic. I also don't read classics. I DNF'd in my first set. I had Pride and Prejudice in my set of 10, and I DNF'd it after 21 pages. They're just not for me. I've only read a handful of classics, and most of them I didn't like at all. So this one is a short one, and I've heard a lot of good things about Ernest Hemingway, so I'm gonna give it a shot. It's The Old Man and the Sea. It's short. I'm hoping that the fact that it's only 100 and something pages will carry me forward into actually finishing it. And maybe it will kind of get me into the drive for classics. That's ultimately what I'm hoping for. I may end up DNFing it as well, but we will see. So yeah, those are the next set of 10. I'm super excited about it. I have a lot of big titles on that list, but they're all supposed to be absolutely amazing. I'm starting a lot of series, so I don't know when I'm going to fit in sequels. What I may end up doing is I may kind of fit a sequel in every other book or so. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling at the time, because I have a feeling that once I finish Malice, I'm going to absolutely want to dive into the second one, Valor, really soon. And then I still have, all my Sanderson books. So, but these are the next set of 10 that I'm going to be working toward and drawing from randomly out of that set. So, except for the 3 that I haven't bought, I just have to kind of play it by ear with the library on those. We'll see. But yeah, so let me know how you guys do your TBRs. I don't know if other people do them in sets like that, or if you do it in another completely different way to kind of keep it fresh and keep you excited about it. Or if you just if you wing it. I'm really interested to see if people actually wing it, because I don't know if I could handle just winging my TBR set. That's just so interesting to me. So let me know how you guys are doing. How many is on your TBR? Is it too many that you can even count? Do you only have a handful at a time? Let me know. Let's talk about it down in the comments. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all take care. Bye.